Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are watching me from. It has been a period of silence, and I want to confirm to you that everything has been fine, and it has never been in vain. So thank you for my loyal supporters. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are a returning viewer, just relax, watch. This is home. So I want to tell you that there's some of, the video is blurry a bit because it was taken at night. Remember, the construction is still going on, so you cannot bump there during the day. So you will forgive me for that. So we had to take it at night when people are asleep. Some of them, and some of them were still at work. So let me go straight to the video. I have been silent for a while because I managed to travel all the way to one of the best cities in the world. And if you're a football lover, I would have wished that by the end of the video, you can even tell me where the city is, because I don't want to mention where it is. So please just mention it on the comment section so that we continue the conversation as usual. So the city that I am in as at now, I was in a position to realize some of the beautiful things around this place, and the reason as to why they were in a position to hold such kind of an expensive World Cup in history. So number one, we've realized that this city, it has the highest GDP. And when I talk of GDP, that is the gross domestic products. And this qualifies it to host such an expensive event. My friend, I tell you, it is an expensive one. And number two, it has one of the largest gas reserves in the world. And these enable them to finance the most expensive World Cup in history. So you know how gas at times is very much expensive. So if this is one of the largest gas reserves, this one can tell you so. And number three, being a Muslim country, hence the World Cup will be held for the first time in the Middle East and on the traditional Americas, Asia, or Europe. So this one makes it to be very unique. Actually, it is very unique. So this qualifies it to break all the odds and to hold the opening and the closing ceremony of the World Cup games. Okay, so I was very much amazed when I see all these things, and I was just asking myself that why is it possible for these people to hold this? As you've heard of this country, it can tell you more. Actually, some of the people, when we are talking about the GDP, we talk of a country where some of the people are being even paid without even going to work. So you can imagine what these people are, whatever they're doing in their country. So, and there's some of the things, that some beautiful features. Then as I was walking around, I was in a position to see them. Then I was like, oh, this must be a beautiful city. Okay. The stadium itself has a capacity of 80,000 people. And the stadium itself is it's gold coated. So the gold aspect of it confirms how beautiful it is, how expensive the place is. So you don't want to miss such kind of an event. Yeah, and another one that I also realize also that there are food courts all around where you can get something, you can eat, and you can guess how delicious these meals will be, because if you're coming from Kenya, if you're coming from Uganda, wherever you will be coming from, you can imagine the different types of foods that you might take on that beautiful occasion. And there is another thing that also caught my eyes. When it comes to the mode of transport, this is so amazing. I experienced something so good, and I was like, oh, let me share it with my people here. So there are some tram trains, substantials all over the park. And these are the tram trains. Usually they ferry people from one park to the other, to the city center. When we're talking about the tram trains, it is not the trains, the usual trains that we have. Actually, it is just they're just light vehicles that meet the standard of the light rail system, but also meet national mainline standards, permitting operation alongside the mainline trains And also it allows the services that can utilize both existing urban light rail system and the mainland railways networks and the stations. So we can even say, like, you might think that they are just normal trains. No, they're just like vehicles that, yeah. So there are very many places you can sit at the park while maybe mingling with other people or mingling with other football fans from the different parts of the world. And I feel that is very interesting because maybe you're going to meet Njuguna, who is also in the Middle East. You're going to meet different people from different parts of the world. So I can't miss to talk about the ambient lightings. You can see the ambient lightings, how flowery it is. Actually, it is very beautiful because the flowers are all over, and actually you can't even differentiate between a tree and a flower because all of them are so. It is so good to have them around. So there are dustbins around. So you don't, by the time, if you're somebody who's planning to go into that country, please don't just throw anything, just wherever they are, like how you want it to be. But I feel that the dustbins are meant for the litters. So you can keep the same way we are keeping the environment clean. That is the same way they've decided to keep the environment clean as well. So there are dustbin around. So for the people who chew a lot, we were considered in that case. So the park has all those it has the dustbins around. And also there are some small cars that will help you for the small travels. The short travels from one end of the park to other end of the park, so that you may not get tired because you've used money to travel to that place. So you need to enjoy yourself, not walking, trekking like the way we are used to in our country. So there are small cars, so you are covered. So there are even some more beautiful things like the water finds, the trees. Like, the place is just good. So I felt like, because I had to travel to that place, I was like, okay, it is good when you also have some glance on whatever was happening to that place too. So you can't afford to miss our 2022 World Cup season that will be taking place into this beautiful country. So you can't tell me where this country is, and we can continue with our conversation. So until next time, if you're a footballer lover, let's meet there in the next month, that is November. Until next time, I have to say bye and welcome for other episodes. Thank you very much.